Hello and welcome to Tiny Blue Games. I, of course, am Seesaw or Chris, and today we're doing a gold medal run of Crime Lords. So this is where you'll go right after you hit skip to the intro. And the very first thing you're going to do is click the Red Moon Marauders. That's generally the accepted path to go through. It really began with that because of the fact that a lot of the other paths were glitched or took a lot longer. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but that's what people go with. And then right off the bat, you want to run out of the null point and go to the first mission, which is always the same. And really what this mission is you're going to be killing these boxes or looking through them. The quicker way to do it is really to have one of your better DPSers just go around and shoot all of them. However, this group, we decided to kill them sort of by the tank tanking them. I'm the tank in this situation, just by the way, on my engineer tank. Like I said, I am better on my tank, but you know, my DPS is good too, but I like tanking for the Qs, obviously. So you go through here and you're just mobbing these guys as well as killing boxes, and you can open them by searching through them too. You scan them. Something to note though, once you scan them, you're not like if it's what you're looking for, it doesn't just appear. You also have to break the box once you figure it out. So what we noticed here, or what I noticed here with this group, is that while I was killing this guy, I noticed that the box hadn't been broken. And there's some good reasons for this too, because some of the boxes contain razor tails or contain sort of like a acid leak kind of thing. And what you're looking for is moonshine, which is in an identical box really after all that. So I just click on the one right beside me here that someone had already scanned, and I noticed that that's the moonshine that we're looking for. So I just go ahead and kill it. And it would have been unfortunate if I hadn't done that, because we probably would have gone through all of them before we came back and found that there was this one that was left. And it can take longer or shorter depending on where it's placed in the map. So as soon as you find it, you want to go talk to this guy and just sprint right back to null point. You'll be running back and forth to null point. So as a beginner, the most important things about this dungeon is sort of stick with your group, obviously. Know where null point is, which is this place right here, and to know the selection. So for the first one, it was the Red Moon Marauders. For the next part, you're going to do Alliance, and you're going to do Alliance every time if it comes up. And every time you choose Alliance, you're going to go ahead and choose the Rocktown Rollers, just because they're the easier. It's just killing, and people like killing. It's nice and simple. You're going to choose Alliance whenever it comes up. If it doesn't come up, you're going to choose Vengeance. And if that's not the case, if it's between War in the Streets and Criminal Enterprise, it's really up to the group. I've done both. Both of them have their pros and cons. Criminal Enterprise is generally more timed, and the other one's more of a go find people kind of thing. So anyways, we decided to do Alliance and Rocktown Rollers, and you see us here. This is the very first one you do. It always goes in the same setup, where the first one you kill these groups of people, and you have to kill 7 groups of them. It's pretty boring. They're all just around this area, so you'll see them spawn on your map. The tank runs over, you kill them. So I'm just going to skip past the other 6 of them that we kill. Once you do that, you run right back to null point. As soon as you finish any objective in this, you want to run right back to null point. And this is because of the fact that there can be blizzards right after, and there is one in the video, so I'll get to that when we see the blizzard. So you see here there was no Alliance, so we all decided to go for Vengeance, which is the obvious choice if there is no Alliance and Vengeance appears. Vengeance is something that needs to be done in any run, and you're going to go and break someone out of jail pretty much. While we're doing this, I'll talk about the notoriety bar that you see at the very top right hand corner of my screen. At the top, you can see that we have our notoriety, and when that gets to full, we get to start doing the 2 bosses in the dungeon. So this is kind of the preemptive part of the dungeon, or adventure rather, and then there's a boss, or 2 bosses that you have to do afterwards once you get that to full. So you run in here and you grab these 3 guys, which it's always the same. This is a very repetitive adventure because it's made repetitive because people always are supposed to choose the same one. Which is kind of ironic because, you know, Carbine put in all these different choices to make it not repetitive, but people are always just going to go for the very quick one. And you will get some mad people if you choose different ones. Unless you're going in with a guild specifically. So you click on the control panel back there to release the guy. Once you do so, don't run out. Let him go first, because there has been glitches where he doesn't come with you guys, as well as the fact that when he comes out, he can sometimes just pull one of the sides, versus we have both sides right here. When you have the 2 sides, and the fact that they're both sort of the razor tails and such, this can be one of the hardest pulls in this adventure. I mean, it's not hard now that we are pretty overgeared for it and all that, but from a tanking standpoint, making sure you have aggro on 2 ranged bodies as well as all the other people, and then there's the AoE telegraphs. It's one of the hardest pulls of the entire dungeon, including boss fights. This is one of the hardest parts, or adventure. I keep on saying dungeon. Whenever I say dungeon, just assume adventure. That being said, this adventure is one of the easiest. So you move up the room and you just clear everything and walk out. It wasn't worth showing it, considering I'm trying to save some time, so you guys don't have to watch through all the boring stuff. So you just walk out, click on him again, and return the null point. As long as you know where null point is, you shouldn't get very lost. So once in here, we get alliance as one of the choices. You always go for alliance. And the second alliance is going to be killing more people. You click Rocktown Rollers always. You want to build it up with the same people. You see how on our notoriety bar, you take the bikes there just in case you didn't see it. You see on our notoriety bar that we have 1 out of the possible 3. You'll get another one after we finish this, which we're about to. It's just killing people. You get there's groups, you kill them. It's that simple. It used to glitch sometimes. I haven't seen that happen in months. So that's all you do. You walk back to the choppers right over here. This is one of the better ones to get the storm on, or the blizzard rather, because you're riding back with the bike, so it's pretty handy. The first one's also pretty handy. Where we get our blizzard is actually one of the worst positions, and I'll show you that in a little bit. As you can see in the notoriety bar, we have 2 out of the 3 for Rocktown Roller now, which is great. So you get back to null point, as always. You gotta wait for all 5 people before you get your next mission, which we do. And we have to go to Void's Fury, which is the spaceship. So make sure you watch how we get there. It's kind of like going to the very first mission you did. Instead, you just sort of walk past the guards here. You can thread the needle. Make sure you don't pull, because if you do pull, you can't get into the ship until you're out of combat. So you pretty much have to kill people. Which is kind of unfortunate if you get separated from the group. So you just walk on the pad there and you're in Void's Fury. We will be back here. Now, this is part of the Rocktown Roller sort of thing, I'm pretty sure. As someone gets captive and you gotta free them. Now, it's not always necessary to do this in every run. I'm not sure what the rules are. It has to do with how much notoriety you have at certain points, and this definitely makes it a longer run. I've had runs of this where it's been like 20 to 25 minutes, and I have runs where it's about 35 to 40, so it is very dependent on your luck. So just clear all the enemies going up to the left here. You want to clear everyone back in the first room, even though you could walk past them, because on your way back you're going to have to kill them with the person you're protecting, so it's more beneficial to kill them up front. That being said, you do have a time limit to get to the person you're trying to rescue, which is about 3 minutes. So if you have lower DPS, you might want to try and avoid them and then kill them on the way back without the time limit. At this point, once you get here with the time limit, you can rescue the person while the tank is fighting the monsters. So if that is a situation for you, do make sure you rescue the person before killing everyone. While rescuing the guy here, we just get attacked from another group behind us. You don't need to take this group. They just got pulled maybe by, I don't know, someone standing in the wrong place. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not a huge deal. While we do kill these people, the person we're supposed to be protecting actually just runs out. And it's lucky that we killed everyone on the way by, or else she would have been fighting groups without us, which have been very unfortunate. But while we're doing that, she actually manages, see right there, she just stopped the event, and we're not really sure where she is, but she was outside already. So we just walk right out there, and I check my mail apparently because that was the time to do so. And now here you see that the blizzard has hit us, and what you're going to notice right away is you have a meter at the top left-hand corner of your screen, and it's your body temperature, and it's dropping rapidly, and it'll drop even more if you get in water, which is kind of stupid that I decided to swim for most of the trip here. But once you get to 50%, you're going to get frozen in place and have to push a button to get out of the stun. Now, the blizzard is counteracted by fires that are on the way back to null point, which is where we're trying to get to. We're kind of at the farthest point from null point, so I have to go to this fire and then another fire before I get back there. I'm only going to show you this fire. It warms you right back up. Go back to 100 before you start moving again. The blizzard isn't something to take lightly. A lot of people have died during it, and dying in this adventure really is what makes you lose gold, because you're trying to get there a full notoriety, and whenever you die, you lose notoriety. It's that and time. So we're going to take alliance here. Usually at this point you wouldn't think you'd need to take another one, but for some reason we did. Like, you don't need to have full alliance with people. So it was a really long one, but you choose alliance and you go Rocktown Rollers, and you're going to see the third one here. I will warn you that my video capturing device sort of lags a bit during the boss fight. It's a mini boss. It's not even a boss fight. This one's super easy. I'm just sort of showing you where it is though, and it lags for about a minute. So if you want to skip ahead during it, see, here comes the lag right now. You definitely can. I mean, it's a minute, so make the call. You can skip ahead. But I like to tank her in this corner here. She'll summon 2 adds every so often, and then I just sort of pile them up here so there can be AoE damage as well as hitting the boss, because as soon as you kill the boss, everything just shuts down. Something interesting about this boss, though, is that she does drop an equip, and I've heard rumors that she drops epics sometimes. I don't know if that's just people trying to make themselves feel better, like they have more chances of epics in this or not, but that's what I've heard. So oftentimes people want to get 3 out of the notoriety for Rocktown Rollers to fight the boss and have a chance at some epics, but I don't know if that's true. I've never seen an epic drop from it. But that being said, it is one of the easier people to go against. So right after that, you're going to go to Void's Fury, because you're going to get to full notoriety, and this is where the second phase of the adventure really begins, and you're doing the 2 bosses. So just clear your way to the through the left of the Void's Fury again, like I showed you in the first time you're here. You're going to take the boss, and you're going to take them back into the left corner. You don't want to tank them up there, because there's a skill that sort of pulls you, and you avoid it by going over here. The other thing, and the most dangerous part about this boss, is that he summons adds throughout the fight. He starts with 1 or 2, and then 3 or 4, and it becomes more and more each time, and by the end of the fight, if you're not killing the adds right away when they come, you're going to be in trouble. I've died on this boss, even though it's easy. DPS needs to be on the adds first. The only time that that's not true, though, is at the very last part. He'll go away and walk back to where he starts three times, and then on the 4th time when he comes back, he won't walk up there anymore, and you can just burn him down. And as soon as he dies, all the adds de-aggro. So it becomes more about killing him than about killing the adds. So we have him here, and he's about to walk back for the last time. We just killed all the adds. Here's the last wave of adds. While he's up there, kill them down as best you can, because they do a lot of damage if left untouched. I interrupt this guy right there. And those bombs on the ground that tethered the people are really easy to kill, but if they do go off, they do a significant amount of damage. So if you find your healer sort of tied up with one, make sure to kill it. So we kill him there, all adds the aggro, and now you just run out of the ship. You notice here that we didn't kill the patrol in here. As I mentioned before, you have a choice to do it or not. The thing here is if you somehow aggro them on your way out, you won't be able to get through the portal while in combat. So it can be a time saver or a time waster depending on if you pay attention both ways. Now, right when you get out here, you're going to run to the last boss. At this point, you're pretty much done with the adventure. You run out here and you go to the right. I'm just going to speed it up so it's not as much of a time waste. I like to go through to the lake. You can just jump to reset your body temperature, though even if you're swimming, you shouldn't have any troubles. You can go up to the left and there's some bikes you can take, but I'm pretty sure it's quicker to do this. The only reason we ever take the bikes sometimes, and I don't know if this is necessarily true, is if we ever have one death. There's thoughts that if you take the bikes, and that means everyone in your group, all 5 people, that you've finished a sort of a small mini optional kind of thing, and it kind of gives you credit for where your death had lost you credit. I don't know if it works. I've gotten gold on this with having one death a few times though, so it's possible. Once you have a death, you know, it's not a guarantee that you're not getting gold. It's really easy actually to get gold on this one, and that's why people like to do it, because it drops some nice stuff and it's easy to get gold. So once you come out here, you're going to wait for these guys to spawn, and they will. You have to kill all of them before you can fight the boss. I like to do packs of 3. You know, if your group can't do packs of 3, don't do packs of 3. It's really easy. The hardest pack is the last 2, because they're both ranged and you're going to have to sort of just stand on one of them. I mean, it's easier on an engineer since you can hit both of them if you're telegraphs, but the important thing to note on the last ones though is to not blow your interrupts, because once you hit the boss, he's going to do a skill that can be interrupted right away, and he always does this. This right here can be interrupted. Now, you'll note that I have 2 interrupt armor removal there, but no one else in my party saved it, and we lost. We didn't get a moo. So, mechanics for the boss, there's going to be this laser. Just make sure that your guys aren't standing in it, so keep the boss moving if it becomes an issue like it does right there. As a tank, another thing to be worried about, and as a DPSer, is that he's going to have his sword go on fire, and there's going to be sort of a fire AoE around him. Now, what the tank does with that usually is he runs away, or like what I like to do is kite it like this, so I'm not getting hit, and if I'm playing my cards right, no one else is getting hit, and then we just go back to business as usual. As a DPS, just get out of there. If you're a range, you can still do DPS, but priority is that you're not getting hit, because it will kill people. It's killed lots of people. And I've had lots of greedy melee DPSers who've died because they've just wanted to stay in there, especially when he's down to like 50k or something and does it. That's when it becomes a big issue. You see here I have a bit of lag, and I had a bit of an issue getting him out. It's not the end of the world if the tank stands in it for a few times. It's easily healable. It's unfortunate if you stand in that as well as the green laser, and if that's hitting more people, it becomes a big issue. But, you know, this is it. It gets more hectic at the last little bit, but it's nothing too hard. Both boss fights are pretty easy. Once you kill this, the adventure's done. I think we do ours in like 37 minutes. We'll see at the end here. We don't get any epics, and honestly, this adventure hasn't dropped a ton of epics in my past. However, I do have the tanking epic from it, so I've seen a number of it, and it's just a really nice adventure to run if you're getting the 50 for the first time. So thanks for watching. I've been Seesaw. I hope you had a good time and learned some stuff. Stay tuned for more stuff. Subscribe if you like these kind of videos, and give the thumbs up if it was helpful. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to like it. If you have a comment about it, or a suggestion for a future video, please leave one. If you have friends, share it. And finally, and most importantly, subscribe. Honestly, only one of these is red. Click it.